Okay, I think we're live. I think we're live. I hope we're live. Do 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 do. Okay, let's see here. Can anybody see me? Let me know if you can. Oh. Okay, here we go. I think we're actually live now. Yay. Okay. I think we're actually live now. Hooray. Okay. Sorry. Hi. I am letting people know where it's at. Yay. Okay, cool. We're getting people. Hi. We're a little late. It didn't work the first time. And I discovered that that's why people show up early and not right at 6 o'clock. But we're here and we're having fun. Welcome to Quarantine Qigong, episode 1. It's called Monday Mood, Calm the Fuck Down. Because you said you can hear me? Sorry. I hope you meant can and that you can hear me. Anyway, so today's just been really stressful for a lot of people. I think, we all have our own reasons why. Oh, look, my hair. Should have done my hair before I came on, huh? Okay. Yeah, things have just been a little stressful, so I wanted to do some Qigong. What you need for Qigong is tonight we're just a chair. So I'm gonna grab my chair. This is my chair, and it's gonna be like the reason I like this chair is that it doesn't have any arms on it, because we want to kind of be able to move side to side with it. So if you want, go ahead and grab a chair. I'll give you a minute. You're not going to need a mat for the floor. You're not going to need any special clothes or anything like that. You guys can still hear me, yeah? Let me know. It's so good to see y'all. So we're going to do a lot of seated form tonight. Some of the form that we're going to do also will be standing. We're going to stand up and do some of the movements as well. But you don't have to stand up if you don't want to, or if you can't. If you have like pain or you have some mobility stuff going on, or maybe you are just really tired. So that's why we like doing the seated form. Starting with the seated form, then we can move into standing if you want, but you can also keep doing all the standing movements in your chair. Okay, we're going to give everybody a couple more minutes to come in before we get started. Let me see here. This is so much fun. I'm brand new. Has anyone else ever done a Facebook Live before? Oh. Yeah, okay. Sweet. I'm going to close that. Okay, cool. Yay. All right, here we go. So we're starting to get some people in the room. We're just going to go ahead and start with a warm-up for now. So every now and then I'm going to run up and check the comments. So if you have questions, if you have stuff, like let me know. Although I'm going to be running back and forth because how far back I have to be for you to see me do the whole movement is a little far. So here we go. Also, my dog is joining us. She will hopefully not get too crazy, but sometimes she likes to bark and get mad about stuff. Okay, here we go. So everybody stand up. Good. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna jiggle. We're just gonna jiggle it out. I know I said you don't have to stand if you don't want to, so if you want to like just sit in the chair, you can jiggle like this. And we're going to keep going. I know it looks silly, right? But that's okay, because the only one people can see is me. So I'll be silly for all of us. So we really just kind of want to shake it out. And we're just going to keep bouncing and shaking. This is a great movement to just release stress and tension, right? Kids do this inherently. Like kids, they're like, oh my God, just go. When they want the thing and they can't have it and they don't know what to do with all that angry, they just shake it out. Animals do this too when they get hurt. If your animal is clumsy like mine and ever like hits her head, afterwards she'll be all like, or they're just they shake off that nap. So we keep going, and then we'll come to a standstill. Take some deep breaths into the lower abdomen. Good. So when we're doing this, we're going to be breathing into what we call the lower dantian, and it's sort of like just below the belly button. And it's kind of right in the center of the body. So where like these 2 points meet. So when we breathe, we want to like breathe from there and breathe all the way up. We're kind of filling our lungs from the bottom up. So let's do that a couple times together. Let's do one more. Good. So after all the jiggling and shaking we did, you might have felt some sensations in your body. I typically feel kind of tingly and I get real warm as that chi that's been stagnating just starts to move and just goes through the whole body. It feels good. One of the things that happens in our medicine, the idea around like anxiety and stress is that chi gets stagnated and it can't move. So that jiggling is just kind of forcing it to move. The next thing we're going to go into is called gathering chi or circle breath. So we're going to take an inhale as we come up and an exhale as we come down. You guys have probably seen this movement before. They do a very similar movement in yoga. So you're following along, but let this movement follow your breath, right? So I'm inhaling, and then here I exhale. And if I want to do, like, if that makes me out of breath and I want to be quicker, I can be like, or if you have a really long, slow inhale, and then a long, slow exhale. Slower is better, but you don't want to force it to be slow because then that will just increase your stress and tension. And today we're really focusing on relaxing. Another good way to trick your body into relaxing is to smile. You don't have to. But if you find that that helps, you can just smile a little bit while we do this. So while we're doing this, we think about chi and energy coming up through the palms of the soles of our feet to that dantian, which again is right here, right in the middle of our body. And then we think about, we gather chi from the air around us, we gather chi from the sky above us, we pull it down through our head, all the way down the spine, again to that dantian. And the chi is coming in through the palms of the hands, up the arms, and down the abdominal cavity to that dantian. Good. Good. So we're going to talk a little bit about posture now and positions that we do with Qigong. We want our feet about shoulder width apart. So you might be able to see, I'm going to bring my feet together, and then I kind of bring my toes out to a comfortable spot, and then I lift and I bring my heels out to a comfortable spot. So how that looks from the side is, now what happens is, like, we get kind of this sway back and we stick our necks forward. I'm exaggerating now, so you know what I mean. But what we want to do is straighten the spine, right? So I'm going to drop this tailbone down. I'm going to lift the crown of this head up so I get a nice straight spine. The spine is called the zhongmai, right? It's the central meridian. And that is our spine. For all intents and purposes, it's our spine. And what we want to do when we're doing Qigong is make that as straight as possible so that the Qi can flow super easy. When we're doing it. All the time we're breathing deep into that dantian. Good. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to do, don't worry, we'll come back to that one. We always come back to that one. It's my favorite. We're going to do like just swinging arms, right? Noodle arms. So I want you to think about your arms being like completely relaxed as you turn. You know, and I'm just kind of like turning my torso, and as I like pick up the tempo, those arms get a little wider, and I just let them tap against my body. Now, for those of you who are seated, you can do it. It'll look a little bit like this. You know, you can kind of just feel like you just do a little more like turning, right? And we don't worry about the noodle arms because you're going to hit your chair, but you're just really thinking about twisting that spine, and really think about lifting up and extending, really pulling up, letting that spine extend. If you're standing and doing it, I want you to think about that spine extending up, and then your tailbone pulling down so that it gets pulled in two directions, really just lengthening. Good. Good. How's that feeling, everybody? You guys keep going. I'm going to come up and see if there's any new comments. Make sure connectivity is great. You guys keep doing that. Okay. Looks like we're still going A-okay. All right. Perfect. Okay, so you're still doing that because you guys kept doing it the whole time because you're awesome like that. I know you are. So one of the keys to longevity is movement within our spine. So being able to keep our spine twisting and moving is one of the things that make sure we can have long life with a good quality of life. So now we can let this relax and just slow down. Good, and then we'll go back into our circle breath. So inhaling up, exhaling down. So one of the things that happens when we get anxious or we get stressed out is our chi jumps up. You guys keep doing this. I'm going to talk a little bit. This is our lower dantian. This is where our chi, it's called the Reservoir of Chi. It's where our energy should reside. Doesn't always happen. Stress and anxiety cause our chi to jump up to our heart, right? And you can feel that when someone makes you angry, when that person is a horrible driver, but not in San Antonio, right? Because we all know San Antonio drivers are so wonderful. But anyway, you know what that feels like. It can just kind of come up. And then this is the middle dantian, and it can get kind of stuck here. After that, Chi can go all the way up to the upper dantian, and that can like come all the way up here, and that causes like headaches, high blood pressure, all that jazz. So one of the things that we're doing when we're doing this movement is encouraging our Chi to sink back down, right? It's coming down to that dantian right here. And this simple movement is so powerful. It can have such an effect on our mental health. Sometimes my breathing gets off when I'm talking. So just to reiterate, we're breathing in as we come up and out as we come down. Good. Oh, I haven't done this one in a chair, but I'm sure you guys figured it out, right? Pretty easy. But just in case you haven't. Okay. The next movement we're going to do, I'm going to pull my chair closer so you can see me. This movement is called opening the heart. I think I'm going to pull this down just a little bit. Great. So you sit on the edge of your chair. You can see I'm really kind of out like this. I don't want to be back against the back of the chair. I don't want to be slouching. I want to be at the edge of the chair, and I want to be sitting straight up and down. Feet nice 90-degree angle at the knees. We're going to hold our hands here right at that dantian again. And then we're going to come forward. And then we're going to lean back as we open up our chest. And then we're going to come forward as we bring the hands close together. And again, we're going to come out, breathing in, breathing out. So one of the common names for this movement is called opening the heart. And it's exactly what you think it is, right? We're focusing on kind of opening this area here. We're opening the heart. The heart meridian runs from the armpit down the side of the arm and to the palm. It's one of the points that's kind of one of the points in the hand that we really focus on a lot. So imagine like that point is connecting to your heart during this movement. So a lot of people see this movement and they think like, I'm just going to go like this and really try and open that chest. And that's not wrong, but it's more right or better if you feel that connection and the palms are always facing my heart like there's a string connected. Does that make sense? The other thing that's happening is I'm not lifting my arms up. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. So I'm coming like this. So the arms going up is really from my back. And I come forward, right? And then I come back. And then I come forward. And then I come back. Good. All right, so let's do that a couple more times. Inhaling, letting the chest cavity fill with air. Opening up the heart, letting everything relax. Now, one thing you can do when you come back is lift your heels up to really bring yourself back more. Good, and as we come forward, feet are flat, and then lift the heels up as you come forward. And then, oh, I said the heels. Right now, lift the balls of your feet up so that your heels are only on the floor. And then lift the heels up as you come forward. So the balls, the toes lifting. And then the heels lifting. Watch, you'll see my knees rise. Good. Good. Keep taking nice deep breaths. Good. Smiling, letting that heart open, letting all that stress of today just drain away. All right, now we'll come back to center, flat-footed, straight spine. Bring the hands here. We're going to let the hands come out and rotate around, bringing them up through the midline, out, and we're just going to hold them here for a minute. Think about feeling that root to the earth through your feet, keeping you strong and lifted. Letting the ground hold your arms up for you. And think about feeling an exchange with the universe. You let all of your grief and worry and doubt just kind of lift off your hands, floating up, giving them away, giving them back to the universe. And feel the universe give you back unconditional love. Knowing that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, you're doing exactly what you need to do. Everything's going to be okay. And then we rise the hands up and we bring them just gently apart and we hold them in front of the heart. Feeling that energy that's been building in the hands, pulsing between the palms. And we think about unraveling the heart right now. We think about all the fear and doubt and worry and shame are almost like cords that wrap around our heart and tighten it. And here we're letting all that chi in our hands just loosen all of those cords, untying all those knots, letting it fall away. The heart becomes unburdened and it begins to grow and expand. You feel it, the heart getting bigger and stronger. As it grows, you now feel like your heart is huge, well past the confines of your body. And just let that joy permeate you. Let yourself feel the connection to everyone else, all the people doing this movement with you right now, all the people who've ever done this movement and who will do this movement, everyone working together, letting our hearts be open. Good, and we're going to let our hands come down, and we're going to come into circle breath again. So inhaling up and exhaling down. And inhaling up. Now that we've opened up that heart center, opened up that middle dantian, we can feel the chi moves through it much easier. The heart is open so the chi can descend. The chi can go back to its home, that dantian, taking the pressure and tension out of our shoulders. Letting everything just drop. Feeling yourself relax, even though you're doing movement and you feel invigorated, you still feel nice and relaxed. Good. Okay, our next movement is going to be a standing movement. Again, you're more than welcome to just sit for it. If you have a dog, you should pet it. If you have a kitty cat, you should pet it. If you don't have an animal, that's okay, because we're about to give ourselves a nice little chest tap. So this next movement we're doing is going to be, my hands are going to be like right here. Typically what people see is like a this movement, right? But really it's a this movement. It's a little more subtle. Qigong is frequently more subtle than you think it is. So this movement, I'm going to move this. This movement is I'm taking sort of one hand is on the lower dantian as they come up, and then it comes out. And then these two hands are going to switch places. So this top hand is going to come down as this other hand comes out and around. Now this hand has much larger space to cover, a much longer space to cover, whereas the hand, and now this hand has a much longer space to cover. So the hands are moving at different speeds, and that can be a little confusing and disorienting. But don't worry, you'll get used to it. We got quarantine Qigong coming at you. You know, maybe every day this week. Maybe we should. What do y'all think? I think that sounds good. Monday mood, calm the fuck down. Are y'all feeling calm to the fuck down? I hope so. I sure am. It was good. It was good. So here I'm drawing chi in, right? I'm drawing this chi in, I'm bringing it, and I'm pulling it into my abdominal cavity. I rub it down past my heart and into all those organs inside the abdominal cavity, just giving it lots of love, giving it lots of joy. So it's very nourishing, right? This movement's very nourishing. We're sort of drawing this chi in, and it's going to help us stay strong. It's going to help our immunity. But also this rubbing of the chest movement is just like very calming, right? So this is the first part of this movement. The second part of this movement is going to be me rotating like we did earlier with those arms, right? Except when I rotate, I'm going to keep doing it. I know it. I'm asking you to rub your belly and pat your head, but I believe in you. And also nobody's watching you. Nobody can see you. So nobody can tell if you're not doing it right. But trying is enough. Simply trying to do these movements will make you feel better. So you can see it's like the effect of this turning is like a sweeping movement. And so I get all this chi from around me, all this energy, and I just bring it in. Good. You can keep smiling. Good, and then we'll take both hands and we'll come to the center and we'll let palm over palm right on top of that dantian. And we're just going to hold here for a minute. Feel yourself breathing deeply into that. You can think about dropping that tailbone again, lifting the crown of the head up, and when I breathe in, my belly will come forward, right? Because I'm breathing all the way down to here, and then the breath comes up and fills up from that way. And my dog's asleep. She's been so good, right? I thought she was going to be mad at me and barking at me for doing all this Qigong. Cats love Qigong. And if you have cats at home, you've probably already discovered they come up to you and they're like, what are you doing? Dogs don't. Dogs are like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to do that. Okay. So that's been some nice, good movements. We're going to do another one now. Bring this up here. Another one that's really good for stress relief. The chi, when chi stagnates in the body, when chi gets stuck in the body, and that causes like anger and irritability. One of the places it does it is on the side of the rib cage. If you don't believe me, why don't you just like palpate along the side, like press in. Ooh, it's really tender. Ooh, okay, yeah, no, sorry. Don't press too hard, you'll regret it. So that's a very like just icky spot. So one of the things that we're going to do now with this movement is we're going to try and open up the side. So you know what? We're going to break this one down because it gets a little hard to follow. So what I want you to do is think about taking this shoulder to this hip, right? And see how that kind of opens up this side? Good. And we're going to come back up. And now we're going to try this shoulder to this hip. Good, right? So I'm kind of squeezing down on that side. And I'm squeezing down on this side. Now we're going to add something. As I'm squeezing down on this side, I want to think about opening up on this side. So right, I'm going to squeeze and open. Good. I'm going to squeeze and open. Feel that opening happening. Good. Now, the other thing I want to add in is a little bit of change of weight from side to side, right? So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring all of my weight over to this side. And what that does is my butt cheek is now like kind of lifted up, right? And I'm going to bring my weight over to this side. And now my butt cheek's kind of like I can fit a hand in there, right? So let's just try that. Just like bring your weight all the way over, right? And kind of, you know, don't go like this. You want to keep like a nice straight spine, and you can feel like this leg, it's come up. So now we're going to kind of put those movements together, right? So as I come over to this side, I think about shifting down and opening that arm, right? And then as I shift my weight over to this side, I pull, sorry, it's hard to look at the screen. It's very disconcerting, so I'm just going to stop looking at the screen. So as I bring my weight over to this side, I'm squeezing this side and opening up this side. Good. And as I go to this opposite side, I squeeze and I open. Good. And so we want to do an inhale, because we're inhaling, we're expanding the lungs, we're expanding the rib cage, and we exhale down. We inhale, we're opening the rib cage, we're expanding the rib cage, and we're bringing that down. So again, we're staying nice and relaxed. You know, we're really breathing deeply down into that dantian. We're letting our shoulders stay loose and open. We're feeling the sides of our rib cage open up and just release all of that tension and stress. Good. Keep going. You're doing great. You know, give yourself kudos for showing up. You know, it's easy to just want to binge eat and binge watch all those shows, but to like show up and hang out with a bunch of other people doing Qigong to try and keep yourself healthy and sane during this time is it's a big deal. So good on you. Thank you guys for coming. All right. So now we'll let it get smaller and smaller. deep breath into the Dantian as we do 3 circle breaths together. Descending the Chi down to the Dantian. One more. All right, good. Our next movement is going to be punching with angry gaze. So you can stay in your chair if you want to do it. I'm going to stand. So we're going to come back to kind of that center stance. Oh, we're a little, that's okay. I'm going to be bending down in a minute. And we want to go a little wider, right? And then we're going to like kind of sit down like this, and we're going to pull our fists right here. And we're going to do punching with angry gaze. So we're going to inhale. And then we're going to punch forward nice and slow, making a really angry face. And then we're going to relax as we inhale. And then we're going to punch forward as we make a really angry face. And then we relax. Being sure to relax in between is very important. So this is another great way to kind of like push out all that angry chi, right? A lot of times in our culture, it's not okay to be angry, right? A lot of times we're supposed to be happy all the time. Love and light everywhere you go. But sometimes you're just fucking pissed off. And that's okay, because anger is a valid emotion and you should feel it. So punching with an angry gaze is a way that we express some of that pent-up anger that we're not allowed to express to maybe our bosses or some of the people driving. Although traffic's been great. Silver linings everywhere we go. Make that angry face and relax. And let's do once more on each side. And relax. And one more. And relax. Feet together. Down, and we'll do 3 circle breaths. Blue didn't like me punching with an angry face. But that's okay, it wasn't at her. I'll be honest, I forgot the next movement I was gonna do. Give me a minute. Here, I'm gonna pet my cute little puppy dog. Yes. I was gonna punch with angry gaze. It was gonna be something very nourishing. I remember that. I guess I just had a lot more anger I had to get out. I think that's true, actually. And so it kind of just erased my memory. So we'll just move on to something else then. We're going to do maybe like the final end of gathering chi for this one. So I want you to, I'm putting my feet out so that they're flat on the ground. Right? I want them nice and flat on the ground. So if you need to be in like, you know, if this is as wide as you can go, or if you need them here, but sort of like the wider the better, and the straighter you can get them is good. Yeah, good. All right. So this is like our big circle breath from our seated position. All right, inhaling, exhaling. Good. All right, let's do 10 Nice, big, slow ones all together, right? So here we go. Chi coming up through the soles of the feet, in through the palms of the hand, down through the crown of the head, all of it going to the dantian. Good. Keep going, letting yourself relax, letting your breath regulate this movement for you. This movement can be done outside, bare feet on the ground, feeling that connection is a great way to do this one. Good. 3 more. If you haven't closed your eyes yet at all, you know how to do this movement. So close your eyes and do these last 2 with your eyes closed. Just feeling the chi, feeling your body. Good. And then we can bring our hands to a dantian, our feet together. And you can repeat to yourself that your body is very healthy. My body is very healthy. Which totally reminds me of the movement I forgot. Yay! So this one's going to be a movement for our lungs. And typically it's done standing up, but let's just all do it together sitting down. So our hands are going to be crossed in front of us and our feet are going to be a little wide. And then we're going to inhale as we come to one side. And then we exhale as we come back to the center. Then we inhale and go to the other side, drawing the bow. So as I inhale, I'm really thinking about this rib cage opening up. I'm thinking about these lungs moving straight forward. And the other thing I want to make sure that I'm doing is I want to keep my head lifted. So when I go, I'm not doing this, right? I'm doing this. I'm keeping that head connected straight up. So this is a great movement for our lungs. And we want to keep our lungs nice and healthy right now. Another great way to keep your lungs healthy is to breathe through your nose as much as possible. It prevents your mouth from drying out. But also, all of those hairs in your nose are good at stopping like particles from getting in, you know, mostly like dust and pollen, right? But still, that's great. That's gonna like really, it filters the air, if you will, for your lungs a little bit. A lot of people don't think about that. Keep going. This is such a good one. So this is Qigong, right? It's just these fairly simple movements that we repeat over and over. And the difficulty comes not necessarily in the execution of the movement itself, but in the repetition. Our mind begins to wander. We lose our posture. We stop thinking about it with intentionality. But that's one of the things I love about Qigong is it's so accessible. You can do it from a chair. You can do it wearing any clothes that you like. And again, the movements themselves are not typically that hard. One of the other things you can do is if you're having trouble with any of these movements is you can make them smaller to what feels good for you. Just close your eyes and imagine yourself doing the full movement. If you have an injury that prevents you from ever doing a Qigong movement to its fullest extent, you can always just close your eyes and imagine that you're doing it to the full extent. As my teacher used to say, imagining is enough. And I think that's super important. Realizing that if we imagine ourselves, just visualize ourselves doing some of these movements, even in times when we can't, we'll get the benefits from them. We'll feel better. Okay, good. Let's do some circle breaths again. We'll do 2 more. And now for this last one, we'll walk our feet to shoulder width as we bring our hands together. And we'll bring them down to prayer position in front of our heart and just press in. That point in the center of the chest, Ren 17, Shanzhong, is so good for helping descend our Qi. We use it a lot in acupuncture and we use it a lot in acupressure. So remember that point. You can connect to it anytime you want. And we can let our hands come down. Feel that connection down through the earth. Feel the connection up through your head to the sky. Take a deep breath in. And relax. Good. So that was Quarantine Qigong episode 1. Thank you guys for coming. Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna come up there. Hello. Oh, there's still people in the room. Hi guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you'll come back again. It's just a good way to relax and feel better, and it's easy, and we get to do it as a group. Please leave me some comments. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what you'd want to do again. Give me ideas for next class when you want to see it again. Thank you. Maybe I'll do this every night. I mean, it's not like we have a whole lot else to do, so we can get together and do this for each other, right? But yeah, so today I felt it in myself. I felt it in some of my patients. Everybody was just angry and stressed out and just full of pensiveness. So I wanted to help relieve that for you guys and for myself. So let me know what else we can do. Qigong, we can do some Qigong for allergies. If that pollen and that oak back up, we can do some Qigong for low back pain. We can do some Qigong for carpal tunnel, wrist pain, whatever y'all got. Thank you for coming. Keep on the watch out. Go to Red Raven Acupuncture, like the page. I'm also doing telehealth appointments, which are donation based. Totally, donations are appreciated. They're not expected. So feel free to sign up for one of those if you want. And yeah, I look forward to seeing y'all very soon. Oh, in the telehealth, we'll do some more Qigong together. It's kind of a little bit more private instruction, but we'll also do acupressure specific to whatever ails you. It's been going really well. We've had a lot of people who, even with acupressure, are getting pretty good results for like clearing their back, their pain. I went for back because that's where I get the pain. But okay, I'm actually gonna move this over here. Hi, because I didn't like that angle. This angle's better. Okay, thanks again for coming. It was wonderful. Let me know, post on the Red Raven page, post on my personal page, Brett Kyle Rogers, if you want any more classes, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I love you guys. Have a great night. We'll see you very soon. Bye.